Hey Hawks, welcome to Centennial Student News. I'm your anchor, Joanna.
And I'm your anchor, Johnny Renteria. With Thanksgiving around the corner, it's time to reflect and be grateful.
So stick around because Centennial Student News starts right now.
As we glide into the holiday season, let's check out Bailey's coverage of the spectacular air show at the Las Cruces Airport.
The desert is waking up at the second annual Las Cruces Air and Space Expo, hosted by the Las Cruces International Airport, and they invite all to come out and watch this air spectacle.
Well, we hear you got a really good deal going out here. You got a beautiful airport, great weather, and the people are fantastic. So we're looking for a new home for air racing, and Las Cruces has been so inviting to bring us here, and it feels totally right to be here. So I work for the Navy in my real job. I have kind of a Top Gun dream job where I go out on aircraft carriers and watch pilots fly, and I got to fly with them occasionally, and I thought it was so cool that I really wanted to learn to fly. There were no women flying Navy jets back then because I'm old. There are now. So I got my private license and I continued to work with the Navy and work with pilots, but it was kind of like a military beginning. We're doing air racing that's in formation. So we start with 8 airplanes and we come down the chute line abreast, almost like a horse race. And then we get onto the course and we start turning and we all kind of fall and trail. And we're allowed to pass each other. We go around pylons, and so there's a lot of close formation flying, and we're very close to the ground. We're 50 feet off the ground, watching each other, watching the pylons, and watching our engines. So it's pylon racing, kind of like NASCAR in the air. This is the most fun you can have. I mean, it is so much fun being out there. It almost feels like a video game. Things are happening so fast. You're in this zone. If anybody plays video games out there, or driving games, it's kind of like you just kind of tune into the airplane. You're watching the ground go by. It's the best feeling in the world when you come off the course and you knew you flew a really clean race.
Fasten your seatbelts and let your inspiration soar. Here at the Las Cruces International Airport, anyone can learn how to fly, just like these pilots performing at the Las Cruces Air and Space Expo. Before I sign off, at CSN we wish to pay tribute to a pilot who sadly passed away the final day of the Las Cruces Air and Space Expo. Aerospace engineer and aviator Chuck Coleman was a loved member of his community and a decorated pilot. Most recently, Coleman was the aerobatics flight instructor for Top Gun Maverick. Our condolences go out to his friends, family, and those who have flown with him and known him throughout the years. For CSN, this has been Bailey Ward, reporting.
Thanks, Bailey. Chuck Coleman truly was a cherished member of our community.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Gobble gobble Hawks, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, but are you ready for it? Here are some tips on how to safely cook on Thanksgiving Day. First, always wash your hands. You don't want any of those germs in your food, so stay sanitary. Second, you don't want to risk any cross-contamination, so always keep your food separate. Third, always be careful with any sharp objects or any equipment that could hurt you. Fourth, always turn the stove off when you're done cooking or the gas, because if not, that'll be it, Hawks. We hope you stay safe in the kitchen during this Thanksgiving. This has been Izaiah reporting.
Johnny, have you felt the chill in the air lately?
Absolutely, Joanna. Let's see what kind of weather we can expect this Thanksgiving.
Here's Greg with hockey.
What's good, Hawks? And welcome back to Hawk Heat, your best source of information when it comes to the weather. I'm Greg Shapiro, and this time around, it's practically winter already, so make sure you stay warm like me. I mean, look at this thing, this Versace right here. This Monday, we're gonna be having very, very low temperatures of 40 and high temperatures of 55. Tuesday will be with low temperatures of 33 and high temperatures of 48. And Wednesday, oh my God, it's gonna be with temperatures of 27 and high temperatures of 63. I know, it's really low. Thursday will be with low temperatures of 28 and high temperatures of 63, like that's any better. And finally, on Friday before the break, it'll be with low temperatures of 36 and high temperatures of 66. And that's all the time we have today on Hawk Heat. Stay safe out there and don't get heated.
Thanks, Greg. We recently celebrated Veterans Day with the heartwarming parade.
Here's Sarah to give you the behind-the-scenes look.
We're out here at the Veterans Day Parade, where people have gathered to honor and celebrate our veterans. It's a day filled with pride, flags, and a real sense of gratitude for our veterans. Let's check out the crowd and the veterans who have come to show their support.
I was in the 5th Special Forces Group in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I used to jump out of airplanes. I went to language school, you know. I was a Green Beret. It made me a better person than the person that I am today.
I had 25 years in the United States Air Force. The day I graduated from high school in 1950, they drafted me. And by the time I got out, it was 25 years later.
Our veterans spoke about how their service taught them important lessons such as resilience and teamwork. They all agreed that these lessons are just as valuable for kids today.
I've learned to not be too hasty in your decisions you're going to make. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I put my heart into it.
I think service is great for all kids, boys and girls. You know, that way they can learn about, you know, country and our great country that we have.
If you're dedicated and you really want to, I would recommend that, you know, give it a go. I think you'd like it.
Can, you know, really understand how important, you know, it is to be free, you know, be able to speak our mind, you know. I realized that how much, you know, how important freedom is, you know. Freedom is not free. It means that, you know, sacrifice that veterans do for our country is what it's celebrating then.
Talking to the veterans, they shared how thankful they are for the support they receive from their families and communities. Veterans Day gives them a chance to feel honored and reminded that we appreciate their sacrifices.
I'm grateful for you doing this. I really am. It tells other people how I feel.
Times like this, you know, is enough for me. It makes me really feel proud to be a veteran, you know. I honor all veterans who serve because if it wasn't for our veterans, you know, we wouldn't be here today, you know.
Here at the Veterans Day Parade, it's been an inspiring day filled with heartfelt moments as we honor and celebrate those who've served. As the celebrations continue, let's carry this gratitude forward by remembering all of the sacrifices our veterans have made for us. For Centennial Student News, this has been Sarah Aswad reporting.
Thanks, Sarah. What an incredible story. Let's kick it over to Mirella and Cherlize with this week's Hawk Sports Network.
Hey Hawks, I'm Cherlize Santiago.
And I'm Mireya Jimenez.
Welcome to another edition of your Hawk Sport Network. It's been an exciting fall for all our teams, and while the season may be winding down for some, the action is far from over. Let's take a look at all the highlights from this past week.
First up, our Hawks football team kicked off their state playoff run this past weekend after a first round bye facing off against Rio Rancho. Our Hawks dominated the field, securing a big win with a final score of 42-17.
First and 10 for the Hawks at their own 40-yard line. And here's a handoff to Labyrinth. He wants to throw, and he hits Lucas deep. He's got it at the 30, pulls away, 20, 10, pulls away again at the 5. Touchdown, Hawks. What a beautiful play.
Here are a few words from Coach Ocampo and a couple of players about what they need to do for this week's game.
I feel good that we're moving on. I feel good that we're continuing our season. I'm excited about next week's game, but I want to get back to work. We left a lot out on the field tonight. I think we could play a lot better than we played tonight. We're going to watch film, evaluate it. We're going to practice hard this next week. Our coaching staff's going to game plan, and we're going to get after it and have a good week.
We all did, like collectively as a group, we had a pretty good night, and we just got to get better and look on the next week.
It was a really good outing today. We know that we're going to have a tough challenge ahead, but we're excited to move on.
With that victory, they advance to the next round, where they'll be taking on the number 3 seed Cleveland High School this Friday night. We hope to see you there.
Moving on to volleyball and cross country, our teams have gave their all in state at Albuquerque this past week. While both teams have now wrapped up their seasons, we want to extend a huge congratulations to all of our athletes for their hard work and dedication. A special shout out to our senior players. Best of luck in all of your future endeavors.
And now for some championship news. Boys soccer came home with the blue trophy after an outstanding victory at state, finishing in first place. This is a historic win for the program, marking their first ever state championship. Let's take a look at the highlight from their state game.
La Cueva Bears taking on the number 1 seed 21-1 Centennial Hawks. Valenzuela, that's headed up by La Cueva and knocked in. Centennial scored us even this one up. Tied at 1. Victor Rios up to Marceau. Marceau, one-on-one, Marceau! And there it goes! Centennial take their first state championship. Rafael Marceau went one-on-one with the keeper, and it took 100 minutes to decide this one. Centennial finally bring the blue trophy down to Las Cruces.
Big congratulations to our boys soccer team on making history and bringing home the first ever state championship. And big congratulations to Coach Loya.
It's been a great season for our fall sports. Stay tuned as we continue to cover the football team's journey to the state title and upcoming winter sports that are now underway.
For now, from everyone here at the Hawk Sports Nation, thank you for joining us, and as always, Hawks out!
For our final report, Jaylen gives us an inside look of the Civil Air Patrol. Let's check it out.
The Civil Air Patrol has been a cornerstone of community service for decades, offering support in times of need through search and rescue missions, disaster relief, and even providing aerospace education to the next generation of leaders.
And I was like, aviation, military, and some other stuff, they're like rockets and search and rescue. And I was like, I want to do all of those things. And so I was like, you know what, I'll send in the form, and I signed up.
The Civil Air Patrol isn't just about missions and service, it's also about building connections. Through training exercises, community projects, and cadet programs, friendships naturally form as members work side by side.
Civil Air Patrol helps foster personal growth for senior members and cadets by teaching them leadership and by guiding them with a set of core values. From what I've seen, I'm going to use myself as an example. I started out really shy. I didn't have nearly any friends here. I didn't like talking to people. And now I am third in the chain of command for our squadron.
The Civil Air Patrol is always looking for innovative ways to serve the community and inspire its members. Every new cadet that comes in serves a purpose and holds a place in the squadron.
We'll be having the Great Start program, which is when we take in a bunch of new cadets that just signed up and we teach them everything and what it means to be a cadet in Civil Air Patrol. As soon as you kind of hit sergeant, you start learning more how to be a leader. And so after that, there's all sorts of kind of opportunities where you can lead other cadets and just teach others.
Whether it's in times of crisis or moments of mentorship, the Civil Air Patrol continues to serve as a model of volunteerism and commitment, making a difference in both the skies and on the ground. For Centennial Student News, this has been Jaylen reporting.
Thanks, Jaylen. And now we have another fun segment of Man on the Street. Here's Micheal with some Thanksgiving questions.
Gobble gobble Hawks. My name is Micheal Rojas, and let's kick things off right with Man on the Street. What is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
My favorite Thanksgiving tradition is probably playing football outside with my family.
And what are you most thankful for this year?
I'm most thankful for my family.
What's the longest you've gone eating Thanksgiving leftovers?
Probably about 2 months.
Dang. Your favorite Thanksgiving specials, like TV shows?
I'll have to say Big Bang Theory or Young Sheldon.
How many Thanksgiving plates can you eat in one sitting?
Goodness gracious. Probably, if I'm trying to be a big bag, 4.
Would you rather prefer TV show specials or Thanksgiving sports?
Easy, that's sports.
Sports?
Yeah, I like football.
I see. Any team in particular?
Whichever one's playing, as long as it's not the Cowboys.
Understood. Julian, how many plates of Thanksgiving food do you think you can eat in one sitting?
I could at least eat 6.
That's a lot. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
Cranberry sauce.
Oh, and lastly, I'm thankful for everyone that participated in our questions. But I have one more question to ask you. What sound does a turkey make?
Gobble gobble gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Before or after I've cooked it?
Before.
From the freezer at Walmart?
Yeah.
Okay.
This has been Michael Rojas signing off.
All right, Hawks, that wraps up this week's news.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Cent10media_ for more updates.
Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye.